here talking muted. So, how's everybody doing today? Viperin, Cool Gamer, Silence. Am I still muted? Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Okay. So, I actually found a song today that Soulshine, how you doing? DJ Road Knobs. That actually, there's a part of the song that actually relates to me. Michelle Johnson, and you guys probably heard of this song. So I want you to hear it because there's a part of the song that I want to talk about. There's a part of the verse, and when we get to it, I'll play it. But I want you guys to hear it and tell me what you think.
I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. Sometimes I sit and I reminisce about the good times. Wish I could get those back. I keep on running these races that go in my mind. Then they go on these tracks. I'm not ready to erase all my memories. I fight depression and I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Look around, there's liquor bottles all on the floor, filling up the space inside my heart and my home. Drowning out these thoughts until they leave me alone. I can't find.
In the first verse where it talks about draining himself in the bottles of liquor on the floor. So I used to use alcohol to cope. I used to drink a lot to cope with what I was feeling. So when I heard this song, it came out 10 months ago. But when I heard this song, I related to it. I felt it. I was like, this is me. Okay. I just wanted to play that part. I'm going to keep going.
And myself, I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. These thoughts are draining all my energy. I try to tell them to God, they said I'm going insane, and then they recommended therapy. And I go and talk to a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishments associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain. So the happiness won't sustain. And he read me my options. He said, here goes the pill, only take 2 eat a meal, and it'll numb how I feel. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed off them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. Should I drown all these thoughts or should I leave them to float? I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat. I've been anchored in pain, the weight is making me choke. It's getting harder to breathe, it's pulling right at my throat. I've been hoping for change but don't know how to restart. They say you ain't a man when you exposing your heart.
That right there. It says, he says, they say you ain't a man when you're exposing your heart. That's what hit me the hardest when he spit that bar.
Then they say you insane until it tears you apart, and then it cuts you so deep and they can tell by the scars. We can only see change when we accept who we are. Try to run from the shame and you won't never get far. Don't you bottle the pain and live your life in the dark. You're meant to break from those chains and shine as bright as a star. Don't you ever tell yourself that your depression is the reason you won't make it, or that happiness is not in your cards. Without God you can beat all the odds. Keep your faith and you'll never be lost, and say I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed off them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
So I was trying to figure out what to talk about today. And I just happened to be looking at music, because music is to the soul. Sometimes you can relate to the song and it brings you to tears. Sometimes you can relate to a song and it brings you to a happy place. I like listening to music that relates to me, that touches me, that tells me, yep, you're going through this, but you can get out of it. You're in a rut, but you can climb through it. You just got to have faith, not just in yourself. And I'm not telling people that they, see, I'm a conflicted person. It's hard to explain that I'm a conflicted person. I'm very conflicted. One day one day I will explain my struggle. One day. Yes, that is correct. The other day, remember when I was playing the comedy videos on live? I thought I got a copyright strike, right? Because I was going through the analytics and everything like that. And it said there was no copyright strike. It just said there was a copyright, but the person who copyrighted it allows the community to share it, to react to it. Because I almost thought I had to pull the video down or make it private or whatever, and I didn't have to. But so I'm like, now I read the disclaimer in every video that I pull up so I don't get in trouble. Because, I can't. So how's everybody doing this fine evening? It is Wednesday. It's probably hot as hell outside. Well, the heat makes people miserable. That is correct, Heather. Sometimes music can say what you can't find the words to say yourself. I'm melting here too, trust me. It's hotter than sin where I'm at. The AC's on in my bedroom, but I'm not in there. Yeah, I had my caseworker here today. She actually subscribed to the channel. But I had my caseworker here today, and we were talking about mental health like we always do. And I was showing her my channel, and she said she was very proud of what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. I got a friend of mine, so I started getting back into gaming, and I play a game called Division 2, and I have friends on there. And I got one of my friends to watch my very first video, my story, and he related to it. He related to it. You know, I like to talk to people. I was on the phone with him for an hour, and I told him, you know, I said, dude, when you watch my story, the video, you're going to understand me as a person. You're going to understand what I'm about. Jesus, from 95 to 90 in seconds. That's crazy silence. Tammy, how we doing today? So I'm trying to get people up on panel to talk, and it's hard. It's hard. I got a PS4 sitting in the bedroom. I got a 65-inch flat screen TV in my bedroom, and I took a break from gaming. I agree, Viper. I agree, but I took a break from gaming, and then I got back into it just for time. I needed a break from time. And I just got back into it. And I'm glad because it's soothing to the mind. It's a distraction, which I need sometimes. Back to 93. Where am I right now in my temperature? It's 94 where I'm at. So it's not in the triple digits, but it's supposed to rain for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Yes, Soulshine. That is correct. That is so true. It's hard to unprogram people to speak when they have been told to never talk about your feelings, or you will be looked at as weak. Yeah, all of us men who talk about mental health are looked at differently. Okay. See, this is the reason why I created this channel. Okay. It is to talk about mental health and get things out of your system. It's the reason why I created Discord, to talk about mental health and get things out of your system. So I wish I could get people in a specific room and talk and communicate, because communication is important in a relationship amongst people. Communication is important. So one of the things I was going to talk about is relationships. Okay, relationships is important. Friendship, couples, family, relationships, communication. Okay, if you don't communicate amongst each others and work things out and talk, it can make situations worse. Okay, and that was one of my struggles when I was not seeking therapy, not going to therapy, or when I was going to therapy, people didn't understand me. Okay, when I talk about my struggle with depression and having anxiety and sobriety and things like that, right? I get looked at differently. And that's when I give, people expect me to understand them, but they don't understand me. So I only associate with people who understand me and I understand them, which is very few and far in between. Okay. Those who don't understand me, I don't understand them. And my palms are sweaty because my anxiety's kicked in. So being nervous to talk and communicate about certain subjects. That's the reason why I have been celibate for the past 3 years, 4 years. Well, not celibate, single per se. Single, not celibate, single, yeah. Almost 5 years. Because communication. People expect me to understand them, but they don't want to understand me. My hair's a mess. So who struggles with communication? April, are you going to eventually come up, April Tobin? You going to come up at all? I have another song I want to share. I'm going to share it. It's by Dax. I'm a really huge fan of Dax. Hold on. I'm going to pull up the song because I relate to this song. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share this song. And this actually is part of me. What I dealt with off and on for 15 years. This was me off for about 15 years.
I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted. Repeat the cycle every day. I gotta start with a drink. My life been getting sorta crazy and I don't wanna think. I look myself right in the mirror and I don't even blink. Then I get angry, take the rest and pour it right in the sink. I know where this road goes. Alcohol ain't my friend, but I keep drinking cause these demons roaming. Follow me around everywhere I go. It clouds my mind and soul. It turns my heart cold. But I keep drinking cause it makes me feel like I'm not alone.
So I was an alcoholic for 15 years. And I'll keep talking about it because sobriety is very important. Okay? Sobriety is very important. You know, and I talk about why I drank. And this song is the reason why. Because I didn't feel alone when I was drinking. I felt I was in a happy place when in actuality I wasn't.
I'm having problems, my problem let me reach out. Looking at this bottle, having nothing but doubt. Don't want to drink, but it keeps coming around and around and around. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted. I know I need to quit. I gotta do better. Example to these kids, cause they watching when I'm there. But I'm scared, cause I've been chasing the man that I am when I start to drink. He's cocky, confident, and he don't give a damn what you think. This world is beating me down and it's pushed me right to the brink. I take a shot every time because man, it helps me escape. I'm taking care of these people, but no one takes care of me. I wanna talk to somebody, but I feel no one relates. I need better now. I think I've lost my way. I'm having battles with faith. It's painted right on my face. I hope better times are coming. No chase, but I'm still running. I gotta take control, and I won't stop for nothing. Dear God, this is my test. Promise that I do my best. Just help me with this pain. I'm feeling pressure that is all I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight. My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. I keep drinking till I'm someone I don't recognize. I got wasted.
It says, "Dear alcohol, I found out you were even worse than what they said. Sometimes I try to remember the good times, but you actually made me forget most of the memories instead." So Friday, I go in Friday and find out about when I get my ankle cut open. So when I was an alcoholic and I drank on a daily basis. It wasn't part-time, it was full-time. Because you have some alcoholics that just go on binges. You know, they drink for a couple of weeks and then they take a week off. Or they, you know, I drink every day except Sunday. Sunday was my only recovery day. And alcohol almost destroyed my life. It destroyed relationships. People didn't want to be around me. And the ones that were around me were just like me. But when I sobered up and started eliminating people in my circle, I realized who was real and who wasn't. Who was my friend and who wasn't. My friendship went from like this to like this. It went poof, gone. Because everybody was like, hey, let's go out and have a drink. And I'm like, dude, you know I'm sober. I agree, Tammy. I agree. Music is. Music has helped me in so many ways. And I'm sorry to hear what you're going through, Heather. Hopefully everything works out for the better. Music has always been. I used to be a manager. I used to manage artists. I was an artist manager. Um, I take music serious. I take music very serious. Now I just hello, Christina. So yeah, I do color. I color. I color. Sobriety is a struggle, man. I have days. I have days that I just want to drink some of the problems I'm dealing with right now away. But if I do that, I'm not facing them. I'm not taking care of them. It's called depression, Michelle. It's called Depression by Dax. That's the first song I played. It's called Depression. The second song I played was called Dear Alcohol. Um, I love music. Yeah, I'm a huge Ryan Upchurch fan too. Ryan Upchurch is what got me into true crime. If you want to get technical, if it wasn't for Ryan Upchurch getting me into true crime, I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't have started this channel. You know, he just retired. He went ghost. Um, I have a therapist, I have a psychiatrist, and I have a caseworker. Music. So I used to work I used to work with a lot of rappers, and I'm friends with a lot of independent rappers, well, hip hop artists. And I actually got one, I'm waiting for him to come through or communicate with me, but I asked him to. I asked him to write a song. Alma, how you doing, Alma? Chicken Noodle Girl. Who wants to come up on panel? Michelle, you want to come up on panel and talk about music and what touches you and what type of music you listen to? How'd you scare your boss, Alma? Who wants to come up and talk music? I like rock music. I like hip hop music. I like country music. I like old country. Not a huge fan. I'm a 90s baby. Okay. I love Boys to Men. Boys to Men. That was my favorite R&B group. Still is my favorite R&B group. Casey and JoJo. Yeah, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up when people put passion in their music. That's the era I grew up in. It wasn't about, you know, beats. It was about putting substance in their lyrics, telling a story. That's what hip hop and R&B used to be. The Eagles. I like the Eagles. Me too, Chicken Noodle Girl. I was born in 81. Tax day. Anybody knows that day? That's the day I was born. Tax day. I am old. So who wants to come up on panel and talk music and what it does to you, what it makes you feel? I'm sorry to hear that, Chicken Noodle Girl. Garth Brooks. All right, I am not calling anybody old. I'm calling myself old because I feel it. My body's falling apart. Ain't like I used to be. I used to play basketball 5 days a week. I can't even play basketball for 20 minutes. So I'm going to drop the link. I think we're all in our 40s, 50s. Won't you come up? I just dropped the link, Michelle. Come on up. Same here, April. Somebody click on the link and come up and say hi and talk about music and what music has done for your soul, or what type of music you listen to when you're going through a rough time. I want subjects. Well, because I'm trying to target the young generation, but it's difficult to get young people to want to talk and admit that mental health exists. Okay. Same here. When I tell somebody I'm 42, they look at me and they're like, "What? You're 42?" I said, "Yeah. Do you not see the wrinkles and the forehead? And I'm 42." I know I carry my age well, but man, I think because I quit drinking a long time ago. Thank you, Christina. Vibrant wants to come up. What's up, Vibrant?
What's up? I need to pause this.
Miss W. Hey, Miss W. Miss W, I told you I want to talk to you on the phone. So hit my DM in Discord so we can conversate. You want to turn your camera off, Michelle? Or do you want to keep it on?
Turn it off.
Hold on. You hit the camera button to turn it off. If you want to turn it off. On the bottom of your screen, there's a mute button and a camera. It looks like a camera button. Oh, it says device not connected. All right, let me. So, Vibrant, you listen to metal music and only metal music, right?
Well, I mean, not only metal music, but I mean, I have so much built up anger and towards things and people and stuff that's why I do metal music most of the time. Like we were talking yesterday, like even with depression, like how people approach depression, like certain things piss me off, and it's like you want to scream about it, but it's better to do it in metal music than it is to go up to somebody and scream about it, or go home and talk to your girlfriend or wife at the time and get mad at her and scream at her, especially with a child around. I mean, that's why metal music is my thing, man. It's like it's my escape, get all the anger out and stuff.
Yeah, I listen to Metallica. There was only 2 albums I didn't care for, but
Yeah.
I like every other album. They got too mainstream and they lost their niche. But their last album, Hardwired, oh yeah, yes,
I was bringing up
Good.
there's a band called Unloco that all he does is sing about depression in different states that you're in, about family, and it's so good. There's a song called Texas, beautiful song, and it's acoustic, and it has his singing voice is almost like he's crying as he's singing. It's kind of dirty in a way, but it's a pure voice, no screaming. It's so awesome. That singer knows depression and he sings a lot, but he also does somewhat metal and hard rock, I guess. But
What's the name of the song? Unloco?
Loco, Texas. I actually did a karaoke version of Texas at a bar once. It's a beautiful song. And I think I don't know what he wrote it for, but I get the feeling because songs are metaphors. I get the feeling it's about a girl.
Oh, so the band is just called Unloco.
Loco, yes. And that singer is amazing. He has a song where he kind of mixes I guess Mexican into some of his songs. Um he has a song there where he's talking about his mother and father and he's like, I'm crying out for help. And it's a song is like, so mother, so father, I'm on my knees. Anyways, it's really good. And it's like you're crying out for help and your parents don't see you. Your family doesn't see that you really need help. I
Yep.
think he ended up actually attempting and left doing music, or he actually did it. I don't remember
Yep.
for sure. But he's
Hey,
from a
Miss
long time ago.
Alma, you came up on my panel. You've been up on my panel before, Alma.
And I'll say this too, another therapy for me at least is my puppy, my dog, which is the one in the picture.
Yep. Yes, Alma's been up on my panel. You took a break from work and came up on panel. And we talked about how to go about writing a law to protect children a lot better. She's,
What things I say that somebody didn't know? Well, you talking about the music?
oh no. He's like interesting things I didn't know vibrant. He probably didn't know you did music.
Oh, yeah, I do music. I have 2 songs on YouTube and Spotify that are not mastered. And I also put my just digital music on there. Like I did some scores for a movie, an independent film here in my town. Um, yeah.
It's okay, Alma. You're still a sweetheart.
Yeah, Scarlett's my emotional support and kind of like a therapy dog. She's amazing. She's gonna get trained for certain things, and I actually didn't know her breed is actually used for searches, for people, cadaver dogs. They're
What
used
kind of
as
dog is it?
she's a McNab. She's like, well, she's 80% McNab, and she has some German Shepherd and Pit Bull in her, but it's basically a McNab, which I guess is getting really popular as police dogs and stuff. I didn't know this, but she's awesome. She's a McNab. A lot of people don't even know the breed, but it is a registered breed. So I've trained her and all this stuff. She's really smart.
I had an American Staffordshire. And it looked like a pit bull. It was an AKC dog.
Yep, I had to actually save one that they thought was a pit bull, and then here in my town at least, or I guess in Oklahoma, I don't know if it's in Oklahoma or not, but I know in my town they'll put him to sleep instantly. So I had to save that dog. It wasn't a pit bull. We saved it to make sure it didn't get put down. That is so sad. Thank you. Yeah, she is beautiful. She was cute when she was tiny. She had one ear that flopped down, and the other one was straight up. It was so cute. But we try to get her to print on my son, but he doesn't go outside a lot and play with her like I do. I've trained her to sit, stay, shake hands, get up on my arm, and wait. I've trained her for a whole bunch of different stuff.
How big is your dog?
How big is she? I think she was like, I don't remember. I don't know. She's considered a medium dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like I honestly don't. I think she's like just turned 2. I don't know how to know dog years. I don't know how to calculate that.
Every year is 7 years.
Every year is 7 years.
Every human year is 7 dog years.
Oh wow. Well then she would be like 14, I guess. If that's how it is, she would be 14.
If I'm correct, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I know it's weird. I just don't know how to calculate it.
In chat, please tell me if I'm correct or not. Oh yeah. Okay, it is right. Brooke, I need some more recipes.
Yeah, she was born January 2nd of 2022. She's 60.7% McNabb, not 80. And then 30.7 Pit Bull.
Yeah.
And 8.6 German Shepherd.
Dogs are, that's why they say most dogs are the best support dogs. Animals are support, but when it comes to certain things, yeah, that Mississippi mud roast that you sent me, that was some good stuff, man. I mixed that with some rice. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, I like how Scarlett tries to be a really protective dog, but she's one of those dogs that, all bark, no bite. Like, she'll bark when people come into the house, but when they come over to pet her and stuff, her tail goes under her butt. She pees on the floor. She gets so scared.
You're on my Discord, Brooke, so you can send me links or recipes.
Yeah, so I do. Yeah, it's metal.
All right,
music.
Heatherlicious. Have a good evening. Rest of your evening.
See you later, Heatherlicious. Heatherlicious. See you next time. Yeah, I do. Yeah, metal, like the screaming and stuff. That's part of what I was saying yesterday. Part of my music is like the screaming. It's like almost like, think of it like a split personality, right? You have your like you have the like it's like the Jekyll and Hyde. You have the evil, like the screaming one, and then you have the soft spoken one. That's kind of how I do my music. Like when I'm mad, when I'm
all
singing
right, Chicken Noodle Girl. Have a good day.
When I think about something, and when in that feeling, like everything I write is about basically how I feel. So in that feeling, if I feel angry, it's basically screaming in that part of the music. And then when I'm like, the calming part of it is the soft spoken or soft singing part of it. Kind of like, yeah, Slipknot. I love Slipknot. Like Corey Taylor, definitely, other than Jonathan Davis of Korn, Corey Taylor, he has the Golden Throat Award, 100%. Like, he can scream and sing and everything. He's so good.
You ever heard of Animals as Leaders?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that band because there's no vocals. Animals as Leaders and straight instruments. They're a good band. If you like rock music without lyrics, that is a good band.
But that's the best thing about it, right? Like, you hear the music, you could kind of, and everyone does this. They could say they don't, but everyone does it. If you just hear a song that's just music playing, you could start like basically building your own lyrics in a way in your head. And you like, oh, this makes me feel sad. And then you kind of in your head, you think about it and you'll start saying these words, not necessarily sing it out loud, but
come on,
like,
man. We all sing out loud. even though it
Yeah.
sounds like a broken record.
I had
Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. That was not appropriate, Dave. Come on now. Come on, Dave.
like I write so when we were writing music, and I have a whole bunch of tunes that I haven't even recorded and don't have well, I have some lyrics written up, but when I do a song, basically the people I was working with on the project, they would send me the tune, the music, and it's like there's no lyrics at all because I have a for when I if I ever do stream, I could sing one of my songs that is on Spotify. I could sing it live for people because I actually have the tune without lyrics. But I hear the song and I get a feel for the song. What can I sing about? And then I start outlining what it's about. And then going from there. I usually start with the chorus part of it and then work out from there. Like, what is the song about? What little things can I say about it? So a lot of the times I can come up with like the whole bunch of different ways of doing a song. And the thing is like I can sing it to myself, like how I want it to feel. I don't want to yell at this one. I want to sing in this one and do it to myself, and it sounds horrible.
Can you
Or
still record?
I can still record. Yeah. I mean,
All
this
right,
whole setup I have.
Here's an idea, okay, for you. You can't play instruments no more, right? So because of the what you have going on, but you can still your vocals still work, okay. So what you do, all right, and this is coming from a person that knows the ins and outs of the music industry, okay. There are producers that make the type of beats that you like, okay. So what you do is they have free beats that you can get, or they have beats that you can purchase or lease, right?
Yeah.
They do metal beats. They do all types. There's producers that do all types. You just gotta find them. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta search them, okay? Because if music is your passion, you still want to record and you can record. That's what you look for, okay? Is metal beats. And if something connects with you, get the beat, record it, okay? Now, there are engineers out there. Do you know how to do files?
I know how to do everything. But like honestly, if you listen to our songs, it's our software. We're doing the mastering. We're doing everything. Only problem was I didn't have the expensive software that my fellow guitarist friend that um had better control over DAW files. If you know what that, you probably don't know what that is, but that's I learned everything. Like I learned all instruments. The hardest instrument I ever learned to play, believe it or not, was bagpipes. When I could play music, but I learned to do music recording, and panning left, right, how much you have to do. I learned all that stuff.
There you go. You got somebody in chat that has a thing for you, Christina. She has a thing for musicians.
You know, when I first started doing music when I was younger, I always thought the musicians were the ones that get the girls, and that's not true. And surprisingly, when I was traveling, I was in Wisconsin and in Chicago, and Illinois and Wisconsin all the time playing music. Surprisingly, it was the bassist that got everybody because he always had, you know, the drugs and everything else hidden away. But it was, yeah, it was a thing back then, man. It was so much fun. I miss doing it. I miss we used to do live music at a place called the Camper.
Christina's got a Fender electric guitar and it's awesome, she said.
Yeah, well, I'm a big Ibanez fan, and I'll tell you what, it's because of Korn. Like their K7, when they came out with their K7 7-string guitar, I was so obsessed I had to go get an Ibanez, but couldn't get the K7, it was too expensive. So I got an RJ36. I miss my guitar. I miss playing it. But I was going through my depression fit and having all issues. When I tried to restring the guitar, I kind of popped the neck off, and you get those. It was just a lot of issues, and then I couldn't get to where I couldn't play anymore, and it sucks.
Oh, hold on, I got to answer Miss W. So Miss W, Is your Bella, is she aggressive? Or is she always sad? Just asking. And was your Bella daddy's dog? Just asking those questions. Just waiting for to see. Oh, you probably see the blue bin behind me because we're slowly packing.
Are you moving?
Yeah, moving to North Carolina.
What? Man, is it North Carolina the one that's been on the news lately? Or was it South Carolina? I don't remember which one it was.
I'm moving to country.
My uncle actually is in actually in the same part of Carolina that the Murdaugh guy is from.
Just asking Miss W a question.
Yeah, they have a good sense. Scarlett's, even though she's my dog, when my grandma, but she's living in the house with me, when she has her episodes and goes to the hospital and stuff.
All right,
She
hold
knows
on.
beforehand.
You're sounding like a robot.
Oh, is that good? Am I better now?
No. Am I sounding like a robot too?
I already know what it is.
It's staticky now. Do I sound fine, everybody? Okay. Unmute yourself, Vipering, so I can hear again.
Is that better or no?
Yes, that's better.
Yeah, I already know what the
You-
issue is. I have too many pages open.
Yeah, you were sounding like a chipmunk, like Brittany does once in a while when she's
Yeah,
up on
it's a
panel.
memory issue. It's her memory
So-
issue. She has too many pages open for her computer.
Yeah, I only have 3 pages open.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
14 pages open.
Yeah, 14 pages open.
Yeah. I don't pay attention sometimes. I do so much multitasking. Like I help run plenty of Discord channels. I'm always looking up stuff, finding out information on stuff. So I constantly have a lot of pages open.
Okay. No, she's not aggressive. She was just raising hell as EMS came in because there was a bunch of men. She definitely was his dog. Also, I got her for me, but whenever he was around, I was chopped liver. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That sucks. I saw the question, Miss W. I had to scroll back. Yeah, that's tough. You know, I every dog I've ever had because of a moving situation, I've had to get rid of. So I haven't had a dog in 7 years.
Did you ever hear that case about that dog that went to a grave and stayed there forever, and it turned out that was its owner?
Yes. He would leave home and go to the graveyard. Yes.
and lay there almost all day. Yeah.
Yep. He knew. You're good, Marina. The plan we have is for tomorrow, Thursday. You and Sweet and Sleuthy are going to be up on panel, and we're talking about adoption and foster care. That's tomorrow, Marina. You're not late. That's tomorrow at 5. Dogs are the most, I have to say this, dogs are more loyal than people.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are more loyal than people.
Hmm.
Oh, that's sad. Soulshine. That's sad.
There's actually we have a lot of incidences that happened here in my town, but the animal control, they have issues sometimes going into houses where people have passed. And if there's a dog there, there's been plenty of times where the dog just watches over the person that's unalived or whatever, and won't let them come near it. So it's
Because they become
there's
very protective.
yeah.
Not only that, they realize something just happened and they can sense it. Okay. Okay. Coy dogs. Yeah, she is. Those type of dogs are wild. Yes.
You know what I want really bad, and it's not really legal here in Oklahoma. I want a wolf dog.
My dream dog is a Cane Corso. Those type of dogs, once you bond with a dog, that dog will protect you till the day it dies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's hard to say this about animals, but it's true that when you have a dog and you pass away and the dog witnesses it, she stole 9 hamburgers one night, no regrets. When the dog is right there, when their owner passes away, usually in most cases, that dog will never be the same again.
No, they get depression.
And when they get depressed,
Mm-hmm.
they're a different breed. They're no longer the same. So that's the reason why I asked that question. Because when my best friend unalived himself, he had a dog. And I wish they didn't have to, but they had to. They had to put him down because he became very aggressive. No one could go near him.
What type of dog was it?
A pit bull.
Yeah, pit bulls. Man.
And the
they
thing
get-
is, right? It was the name of the dog was My Girl. That was her name, My Girl. Okay. And wherever he went, My Girl was right there. Loyal to the T, the most friendliest dog you will ever meet. Wouldn't even nip at you. You could horseplay with that dog and it never turned on you, never got aggressive. Okay. But when he witnessed his owner pass away, the dog, nope.
Yeah.
The breeder tried to take the dog back. Nope. And the breeder lived right across the street. Lived right across the street from the owner of the dog.
Yeah, that's sad.
So his brothers, his sisters, the father, the mother was all across the street. And yeah, it was sad.
Another exotic animal I wish I could have, just because I think they're the coolest. This might be a sign of my the type of person I am, I guess, or whatever. But I'm really obsessed with hyenas. I think hyenas are the coolest thing. I think it'll be really cool to have a pet hyena. Problem is, you got to be in really hot environments.
Well, not only that, you got to be as aggressive as the hyena too.
Yeah, well, there's a guy. So there's a guy that comes through Oklahoma that has a hyena for a petting zoo, and I actually was going to get I was going to get his facility or whatever to come here for my son because he really wants to play with a monkey. And then I started learning about monkeys and stuff because you can get they're legal in Oklahoma. Problem is they can get sick really fast and they can pass away really easy. So I think that's kind of an issue, um, especially here in Oklahoma. But yeah, I want it to come through because I want to pet a hyena really bad and play with the hyena. And yeah, I mean any of those, even wolf dogs, they have more wolf instinct than regular dogs, right? So that's why a lot of people they have to go to these they have to take wolf dogs away from people and put them in a sanctuary place. Oh, well, I have a friend, well, it's not a friend. There's a person local that has a monkey, and they also have another one, a lemur, and it's the coolest thing. Problem is, it costs a lot, and there's not that many exotic zoos, or sorry, exotic veterinarians that you can go to for these type of animals. I think there's like
No,
one in the middle of Oklahoma or something, one or two.
for those of you that are in here, make sure you hit the bell notification when you are subscribed, so you get notified anytime I go live. But yeah, April, you had a monkey? Yeah, there's so many breeds of dogs in this world. So many. So many.
And it's so crazy. I got Scarlet for free, and with her percentage of McNabb, they could have sold her breed, the litter that she was in for a lot of money. But it was so bad because they actually gave the puppies away too early. And so Scarlet was really sick when we got her. But once the mother weaned all the puppies off, they're like, "Oh, we can give them away," and they gave all the puppies away.
I'd love to have a spider monkey.
I think that would be cool.
Where did you post the Michelle? Yeah, cats do get a bad rap because they're so independent. They only want to be held for such a short amount of time, and if you don't put them down right away, They're gonna claw the crap out of you. Like, don't get me wrong. I can tolerate cats, okay, but they're so independent. I want an animal that depends on me.
Yeah,
The only, huh?
a lot of people don't know how to take care of cats either, though, because cats you have to have high rises. They're like you got to think of them like the king of the jungle, right? They have to be up high, like they own everything. Like there's a technique
Not
where
my
you
mom.
build yourself up the top, all around
No,
your living room.
my mom's cats are not like that.
Hmm.
My mom's cats are not like that. Nope. They don't climb on the cabinets. They don't do any of that. Nope.
My dog does watch TV when there's dog stuff on, because sometimes we have to leave her in a crate when we go out of town, because she has really bad anxiety. That she basically was born with anxiety, but she has really bad anxiety, so she chews on things, like on furniture and stuff, unless we're home. So we have to put her in a crate so she doesn't go around chewing on everything. Um, and we put on a TV for her, which does dog sounds and things to calm her down, keep the noises and stuff going on and stuff. But she does lay down with me and watch TV every now and then. But she's always wanting to go outside, right? Like she can stay outside all day playing catch, and I work her hard when I go out there because I can't really do much with her. The fact of all my brain issue, but I do throw the ball for her, have her go get it, have her come back and throw it again. She'll go out there, run out there, and wait for me to throw it. But yeah,
So I like horses too. I love horses. Can't afford to own a horse. If I could, I would. Even living out in the country, if I could own a horse, I would. But the thing is living out in the country, you got to worry about specific type of snakes and stuff like that.
here I'll show Scarlet really quick if I can get this thing to work properly.
I had a friend of mine. So you guys know what a wild horse is, right? They call them, if I'm correct, I might be wrong, but they call them Mustangs.
There he is. Hey, girl.
Oh, that's
You
a
say
pretty
hi?
dog. That's a pretty dog.
Yeah, she always just lays right here on my bed most of the time. And we have all these nurses and stuff here for my grandma a lot, so we have to keep her in here. She'll bark at them and all that stuff, but she just likes to stay and lay down.
She's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, she's my little girl. I'm gonna get we're gonna train her for a whole bunch of different stuff. We're gonna get her certified and all that so she can go places with me. Because I still have to get my I want to get like this necklace or a bracelet. I can't wear necklaces or bracelets. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Some pin or something that shows the issues I have. So if I passed out or something at the store.
There was a woman that had a service dog, and she was training it, and she had a seizure in the store, and the dog was right there, and they knew to get help.
Yeah, I was actually working with Scarlet with that. Like they're supposed to go under the head and lift the head up so you don't choke on your tongue
Until somebody gets there.
Yeah, and we've been dealing with that with Scarlet, trying to help her with that stuff.
But I love animals.
We were talking about the age. I don't know the age.
It's every human year is 7 dog years. It is. It is. People in chat clarified it. So every human year. So when you turn When that dog has its first birthday, it's 7 years old. When that dog has its second birthday, it's 14 years old. That's the reason why they say the average dog's lifespan is usually Is it a Mustang a wild horse? So that means your dog is 7 years old. If you want to get technical.
Huh.
Okay. So once you break it and it's no longer wild, it becomes what does it become? Once you break the horse, I forget what it becomes, the breed that it actually is. Because when I was in my early 20s, I used to work on a horse ranch. So I used to clean stalls, right? And I loved working with horses. And I had these 2 stalls that I had to clean. And there was a sign posted where the horse was. It said, "No males allowed." In the 2 stalls that I had to clean, the horses were in the stalls. And I'm like, man, I got to get in these stalls and clean them. And nobody's here to get the horses out. Screw it. I get into the stall with the first horse. So, what type of horses do you break? Because it was a wild horse, and they had to break. They said if you could break it and train it, you can have it. I never got a chance.
There's actually a pretty cool show out there. There's they have all these dog whisperer shows. There's one that's a horse whisperer show, which is
Yeah.
actually kind of cool.
So I get into the stall with a wild horse that didn't like men. The horse wasn't wild, but it just didn't like men. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna die today because I got to clean this stall. That's what I'm getting paid for. So I get in. The stall did not like men. The horse didn't have a problem with men. It didn't like certain men. So I get into the stall and I'm cleaning it. I clean one side, tell the horse to get over so I can clean the other side. And then I get to the second stall, and this is where it gets interesting. I'm in the stall with the horse, and it was stubborn. I'm over here. I'm standing beside it, and I'm like, move over. Come on. Slide over. And it didn't want to listen to me, so I grabbed an apple, and I put it there, and I'm like, slide over. I'll give you the apple. Slide over. And it slid over so I could clean half the stall. And then I'm like, slide over, and it slid over. Well, while I was in the stall, the owner of the horse happened to be watching. And she's over here taking photos, right? And I look over and I see her, and I'm like, what's going on here? She's like, well, I didn't think this horse liked men. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, this horse don't like my husband. I start laughing. I'm like, I got no clue. Oh, so a Mustang is a type of breed. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought a Mustang was just a wild horse, and then you broke it. Okay, now I understand. Had my confusions. So I like the draft. Okay, draft horses. Them things that's the only horse that can hold my big ass is a draft horse. Them things are huge.
I actually got to play with a tiger once. That was interesting. Kind of scary, but interesting.
Okay. But I like draft horses, and things are huge. I have a friend of mine that I used to have a friend that's a blacksmith, works with horses, does the horseshoes. Okay. Man, you ladies in here know about horses. You women in here know about horses. I know very little. I just like to ride them. But thank you for coming up, Vibrant.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me again.
Yes, yes. Be on the lookout for tomorrow's live. I have Sweet and Sleuthy and Cooking and Crime Marina coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're going to be talking about the foster care system and adoption. So make sure you guys lock that in. May, thank you for coming in. Jesse Cat. Man. The only horse my big ass can get onto is a draft horse. And I don't know many places that have draft horses that I can ride. Yes. I weigh 380 pounds. A stallion, a gelding, any of those horses will not hold my ass. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, well, thanks for
Diana,
having me. I'll get
you're
off,
welcome.
then I got to
All right,
take her
brother.
outside really quick.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, a draft horse is the only horse I can ride. They are workhorses. Oh yeah, we're gonna be that. I used to be in a foster care system. I was in foster care. Trust and believe this. I've had very interesting experience in the foster care system. I went through foster care 7 different foster cares before they got me into one where I stayed without running away. So, but I'm trying to get some of you guys here. I'm trying to get some of you guys on panel that are in my chat on a daily basis to talk about your experience with mental health. Because having conversations, it gets, you know, if we can share some of my lives with younger people, especially younger women that think men got to be big and tough. You know, I am a big, tough individual, but I do have a heart right here. You know, it's the size of my fist right here. It beats. Everybody has a heart. We all have a heart. So, talked about music and how it soothes the soul. Talked about dogs, how they're big support animals, and they work with people who struggle with depression. We talked about just things that help us on a daily basis. You know, we talked a lot about certain things. Well, I'm getting off here. I love you guys. You guys are an amazing community. Hopefully I slowly grow, get more people to watch, get more people up on panel. So I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All things serious, out.